Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting very close to the anniversary of the 1 year of the first telling of the Gary from the Men's Warehouse story. On this edition of Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast, I'm featuring that right here. Just a little bit of background. This story has gotten so epic in such a short amount of time. My God, it was days before Jacqueline's wedding, and the NFK had to get a suit. All right? And that's where the hijinks begins. This is easily the most incredible story I've had the privilege of telling. I played it as a best of bit, or not the best of bit, I believe in May of 23. But this is a story that you can hear like every few months in all of its glory. Now, between now and the next time I'll play it as a best of bit, it'll probably be told again with even more layers to it. That's how these things go. Anyway, this Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast is brought to you by Shoreliners Striping. If you ever want to reach me, reach out on the Shoreliners Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. It's also important for you to know that my Patreon is free for 7 days. And on the day that this episode publishes, I'm publishing a very special something to listen to while I'm away. The date, February 16th, 2010. Featured on that show. Let's see. Eric's 911 call revealed on the air. Dude Chataway interviews Dr. Elmo. Matt Lorch does the worst sportscast ever. Producer Joe's Britney Spears makeover. We interview the guy from the Montgomery flea market. And on and on and on. That's all on Patreon, free for 7 days, a full 3-hour show for you. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up for free. It's as simple as that. You sign up, put in a payment form. I don't care if you cancel it right away. It doesn't matter. You get the 7 days. It is literally risk-free. But I'm suspecting you'll like it and want to keep it going. Now, if you're on Patreon and you click on collections, okay, there's all of these something to listen to shows while I'm away in order that I've published them. Then there's a ton of shows. Not to mention, who are these freebeers? Who are these Zanes? And the Patreon bonus podcast. There's so much content on my Patreon. But sit back and enjoy this Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. I've got an incredible story for you. Okay. That I had to make sure that the door was locked. There's actually like 1, 2, 3 doors between where I sit right now and the rest of the house. And I had to make sure that the bedroom door was locked because the door into the closet does not lock at all, and nor does the one right behind me. Because I'm in a bit of, I'd be in a very, very precarious spot if what I was about to talk about entered the ears of our beloved NFK, my brother-in-law who lives here with us. Now, in this story, I am going to reveal to you first, right this second, I'm going to cut to the very ending of it, okay? So that there isn't a huge, long build-up where you're like, what happened next? What happened next? I'm going to tell you the ending of this story. And then I'm going to go back to the beginning. The pants that the NFK tried on at the Men's Warehouse, after they were removed by the NFK, when he tried them on and they did all the marks and said, okay, now the tailor goes to work. The tailor went to work on the pants and discovered they were full of shit. Now, let's back up. I still cannot believe the words that I just had to say, that I've had to process since I found this out on Friday. You could have knocked me over with a feather when I found this information out. How I found it all out, every bit of this fucking story is beyond ridiculous. Save your questions for the end. I will answer your questions in press conference format at the end of this story, but just sit back and enjoy it. So I need to make sure that as I was contemplating telling the story over 2 days, because it all happened on Friday. It all unfolded on Friday. Like, well, I'm definitely going to tell this story, and that's the end of it. I'm like, okay, I got to make sure these doors are locked, because if in the event that our beloved NFK is hearing this would be a terrible, terrible day. We just can't have that. But I have a responsibility. I've sworn an oath that if something ridiculously insane happens, I must tell you. Let me back up. When we went to the Men's Warehouse, there was a moment. I even talked about this earlier last week when we were trying on jackets. And the NFK said, "Man, I hope I don't have to try on pants." And I said, "I'm sorry?" He goes, "I don't have underwear on." And I'm like, right. Yes, you will have to try on pants. I guess we're just going to have to power through because we need to do this. Probably like, why doesn't he wear pants? Let's not get bogged down with those details. We'll cover that later. Or why doesn't he wear underwear? He wears pants. He doesn't wear underwear. Now, over the years, we have had various run-ins with feces. This has happened in the past where he has a problem. And there's also numerous issues where we have a wiping issue. For some reason, something as important as that. Of all the things you don't want to cut corners on, I would think that wiping your asshole would be something you would not want to cut corners on. I mean, we all know that you're taking care of that, and when it appears that the toilet paper is not brown after a swipey, you're pretty much at the end of the road. The job is done. That is officially a bang-up job. I mean, who in their right mind would do the first swipe and, it looks like, 3 ounces of peanut butter, and then they go, good enough. Well, I don't know. I guess that's been happening. When we started to discover feces in places that, because frankly, the only place that feces should be is on toilet paper and in a toilet. It shouldn't be on bed sheets. We discovered that Ding Dong, when he's getting ready to put on his, change his clothes or something like that, he sits on the bed and whatever is left over on the ass winds up on the bed. So how? The conversation was had where I said, "Come here, man." He comes walking in. I go, "That's shit. And I want to know how shit is there. What are you doing?" Well, it's because they don't wear underwear. I go, underwear is not like supposed to be where shit goes. I mean, I guess in a pinch, it has holding capacities that can keep things from escaping, but that's a last resort. Most people don't have piles of shit on their underwear. I said, you are struggling to clean yourself up. This is months ago. Look, we bought these packages of these wet wipes, It says flushable on it. God knows if they are. I don't care at this point. I go, you need to take these and you need to clean yourself up. Now, outside of that, I don't know what else I can do. These are wet. You open it up, you pull it out, you clean your asshole, perhaps dry it with the dry paper, wash your hands, and you leave. Now, I've talked with family members. I talked with Diana, talked with Diana's cousin who used to live with the NFK, and we all agree it's just laziness. It's not because his brain is mush. It's just laziness. Good enough. All right. So that ends. This is months ago. We did notice, though, that the wipes aren't being used. We're like, oh, God. And then there's evidence showing up in pants. Now, it's still not clear if the incident with the suit pants at the Men's Warehouse, which I'm still telling you that story, if he actually dropped a full turd in his pants or if he had basically a doo-doo Da Vinci poo-poo Picasso on his ass and the pants, I guess, fresh somehow. Like when you were a kid and you took a piece of paper and you put paint on one side of it, and then you folded it in half, and it was a exact replica or opposite. You make the butterfly deal with the paint. That's what we have going on here with the shit in the asshole, with the Men's Warehouse pants. I didn't examine the pants to look for an actual turd. I'm just telling you this story as it happened to me in little bits and pieces. So back to the day we tried on the pants. I don't have underwear on. I go, fucking shit, Jesus. He tries on one pair of pants, way too tight. Takes those pants off. Puts on pants number 2. They fit. Okay, marky. Take the pants off. All right, now let's try on a suit coat. That's it. It turns out they didn't have the appropriate size suit coat. So they said, Eric, we're going to mail this to your house, this suit coat. You bring it back, and then we'll fit it. Okay. That was Friday. Bring the suit coat back, give it to Gary. Gary's awesome. If you ever go to the Men's Warehouse and see Gary, dude's just I feel so bad about what this poor guy had to do. I mean, talk about going above and beyond. And he was saddled with the unfortunate task of calling me with this information, which that conversation was ridiculous. Oh, my God. Bring the suit coat back. Kevy puts it on. Turns out they actually sent the wrong suit coat. We needed a 46 executive. We got a 46 short. And so Gary's like, oh, my God. Well, thank God we still got time. Don't move. We sit down. He makes a phone call to the other store in Muskegon. Muskegon says, Gary, we got the 46 executive. We're going to hand deliver it. Then the tailor can do this thing. And boom. That takes about 10 minutes. Gary fills me in on everything. He goes, I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. I go, Gary, don't even worry about it, man. It's all right. We got this, and I know you got this. The shit has not been revealed yet. One person has been exposed to the shit at this point, and it's the tailor. She's traumatized. I come all the way home. I'm seated right here. Phone rings. It says Gary from the Men's Warehouse. I pick that fucker up. Hey, Gary. Hey, Eric. I just found out that the pants are done. They have finished tailoring the pants. And I'm like, okay. But I'm like, why are you calling me, though? Because I'm going to come back once or twice more anyway. Once to fit the jacket that the Muskegon store is bringing. And then I got to pick it all up. And then he's telling me this because he's just found out that the pants are full of shit. And he has to tell me in these words. So anyway, the pants are done, and I just talked to the tailor, and he's real monotone. He goes, your brother-in-law had an accident in the pants. There's poop in the pants. I'm like, what a fucking terrible conversation. This poor man has to tell me that the shit he hasn't. Now, we own the pants. They are our pants, but there's shit in them. And I go, are you kidding me, Gary? He goes, no, I'm not kidding you. And I'm like, I'm not surprised. I'm thinking to myself, this is fucking horrible. He says, the tailor tailored the pants with the feces in them. She actually cut the poo with scissors. She had gloves on. He told me, I'm not making it up. She put gloves on, and she goes, well, it's got to get done. And she's cutting shit like fucking Play-Doh Fun Factory and then doing the job. She did what a fucking trooper. I was mortified. I go, Gary, I'm so sorry you had to have this conversation with me. I'm on my way. And he goes, yeah, you're going to want, I go, so he goes, this is what you do. You got to come get the pants and take them to the cleaners. And make sure you explain to the cleaners this conversation. Because you don't want to expose them. So think about this. All because one motherfucker will not wipe his ass. All of this takes place. And I forgot. I had to go to Gary. I go, Gary, he tried on another pair of pants. So Gary has to go through every pair of pants that we think could have been tried on and look to see if there's shit in them. This is why you wipe your ass. Well, I get up from here, and I go, all right. And I go walking down the steps. I go, Kevin, please mute the TV. And I did remain calm. I didn't yell at him in any way. But I explained to him, I go, this is what happened. And, I told him, hang on a second here. Sorry. I told him everything that has unfolded. And so I'm upset, but I did not freak out. I had to remain calm. And I go, yeah, now I got to go put out this fire. I go, Kevin, I can't wipe your ass for you. Okay, I cannot do that. You are not using the wipes. You're not taking care of yourself. And now all of this happened. This is ridiculous. You need to do that, and you need to wear underwear. So he's got this look on it. He's not standoffish. He's accepting of this ridiculous. He can't believe it. He's very upset too. I made sure Diana stayed upstairs so that he didn't get embarrassed. I mean, she knows about it, but it's too much. This is just so fucked up. A few minutes go by. I'm getting ready to leave. He's had a conversation with Diana about he does use the wipes. And she says, no, I don't think you do. So then a short time later, he comes up to me and he says, hey, I'm really sorry about this. I go, okay, so yeah. And I didn't like say, oh, you're okay, I forgive you. I was like, so when you go to the bathroom, do you use the wipes? And he says, sometimes I forget. I go, do you sometimes forget, or do you just not do it most of the time? Like that. It's like I'm talking to a child. And he goes, I don't do it. I go, thank you. Thank you for telling me the truth. You were lying to me, but you have now just told me the truth. And you lied to your sister. I go, this is like I'm talking to a little boy. I go, you're a 63-year-old man. This is just the craziest thing ever. Oh, my God. I go, yeah, dude, we have to be honest with each other. And you need to do this. I leave. I walk in. All the dudes from the Men's Warehouse, they're like traumatized. Gary's there. You know, he's huddled in a corner. The other two dudes are like looking at me, and I go, not a word. Not a word. Look at Gary over there. He's already about to bust a fucking spring. Gary gives me the pants. Gary's like, well, you know, it happens. And I'm like, no, Gary, it doesn't. No, it doesn't happen, Gary. Don't tell me it happens. I would pretty much be willing to bet that it's never happened. That this is the first actual time that you've had to call someone and say, hey, there's shit in the pants. Gary says, you're going to the cleaners, right? I go, yeah. He goes, good luck with that. Make sure you tell him everything you need to tell him. Us in the clothing industry, we stick together. I'll hear about it if you don't tell him. I go, Gary, don't worry, I'm going to tell him. I leave. I'm rehearsing what I need to say to the lady at the cleaners. So much so that I drove by the cleaners by 3 miles. I turned down my street, 6 miles. I turned down my street and I go, what the fuck? I forgot to go to the cleaners. The pants are in the back. I turn around. The pants are in a bag with the bottom tied. Again, I don't know if we have an actual squashed turd or just a big smear on the ass, but there's plenty of feces in there, according to Gary. Drive 6 miles back. Get out, and the lady's there. I have known her for years. And I go, hey, I got a good one for you. She goes, a good one? I go, a good story. And I, in full detail, tell her exactly what happened. And the color is draining out of her face. And she's looking at me like this. With this hell no look. And I finish explaining to her, and I go, I just wanted to tell you, and I want that now I'm going to ask you, can you clean the pants? Will you clean the pants? Jennison Cleaners, the absolute best. She goes, I can do it. And she was like, I could hear like patriotic music playing, you know, in my head. Like she was like proud to take the shit pants. And she goes, most people would not tell us that there is shit in the pants. That is some of the problems of this industry. People will deliver us shit pants. And they won't inform us it's the shit in the pants. And our employees are exposed to terrible things. We have actually had pair of pants where out of the bottom of the pants, matter will fall out of the pants. Like they haven't gotten the lion's share of the debris out of the pants. They just take a shit in the pants and say, here you go. And I said, well, I can't rule out that is not the case here. I don't know. As you can see, they are in a bag. But I'm telling you, she goes, you've gone, the bar is low, Eric. We have had blankets that people have barfed on, and they don't remove the lion's share of the barf. And there's barf when we shake out there's barf flying throughout the cleaners. No, ma'am, I won't do that. I appreciate you. Okay, Eric. Pants will be ready Tuesday. That concludes what I hope is the last story I have about feces concerning my brother-in-law. We, in 2 years and 4 months, have amassed quite a collection of feces-themed stories since my brother-in-law moved in here. I could have a compilation. Like I think there's at least 5 gigantic stories that I have told about him and feces. So you can see how when I sat down here to tell this story, and if you have questions now in the chat, please include them. If you've written them once, write them again. Don't tell me to go up and look. I'm just not in the mood. I fucking forgot what I was going to say. This concludes the feces story, and it like I indicated to you, as soon as it was all unfolding, before I had time to even process, when I was sitting here talking to Gary, who was informing me that there's feces in the pants, I was like, I need to hit go live, and I need to tell this. But then I said, no, Eric, trust the process. You need to absorb. You need to decompress. You need to experience the full scenario and let it hurt. Let it soak in there and feel that. Absorb that. Like the pants absorbed the feces. And frame in your brain, how are you going to make this story a reality for the world? I had somebody say to me, How can you tell these stories about your loved ones like that? It's like, look, if there's someone in my life who is willing to expose the world to feces like this, they need to be exposed. This is payback. This is my therapy. Can you imagine? He'd be dead right now. The NFK, I would have slaughtered him and ground up his body and spit it out into the woods at Fear Bunker North. If I did not have this outlet to explain to you the ridiculous fucking things that happen in this household, he'd be dead. As it is, this therapy of me talking to you metaphorically flushes it. It's gone. It leaves my brain. It's your problem now. I don't have to deal with it. That is all I have on that story. Does this man require medical attention? I can only imagine an unwiped ass would contain very painful skin rashes. I'm not sure what's going on there. I have been on the business end of his asshole. I am on the business end of his asshole many times a week when I help him shower. And you have a general appearance, mild redness, but nothing bad. Hang on, I'm getting a little Zenith smashing vibe here. Things been acting up lately. Why don't you buy boxer shorts from Men's Warehouse when you heard from him that he wasn't wearing underwear? Great question. I don't know. I do not know. I probably just said, roll the dice. What could go wrong? Silly me. Silly me. Corey asked, so how did the help him shower thing come along? Well, that came along because he had neck surgery and he couldn't do anything. And that just kind of stuck. And now as time has passed, he has floated the idea of taking his own showers. And we have said, no, you cannot reach. You cannot. And now looking back, if one doesn't have the opportunity or the ability to wipe one's ass, there is no way someone is going to be able to shower, Megan says, quote, you'll love the way you look, but you may smell like shit. That is a reference to the slogan of the Men's Warehouse. Amy writes, dry cleaners are the true American heroes. My God. Well, that's it. We live to fight another day. The pants are being cleaned. They'll be done soon. But what a damn saga. Okay, a pause in the action on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Thank you, as always, to TC Paintball. Sounded like I was drunk there, not going to lie. That's TC Paintball. We are preparing Paintball War number 23. We were going to call it the Pilgrim Slaughter, but I'm thinking now we'll be into December when we actually have the event, but whatever. Book an event indoors in the heated comfort of TC Paintball. Year-round fun, indoor, outdoor, you name it. You can take it outdoors if you want when it's cold for the adventurous type. 3 different paintball fields for you to hone your skills or just have fun with your workplace mates, kids in the neighborhood, bros, bachelorette parties, you name it, all at tcpaintballgr.com. Thank you to Frank Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance. Now, I talk about a lot of different types of insurance, about what you can take advantage of with Frank. And I can't stress enough that, some of the people who listen to the show, you're relatively young families. You're not old and grizzled like your old pal EZ. But if you have a family and you do not have life insurance, holy crap. Think about that for just a second. I want to put you into a bad spot. If something ridiculously catastrophic happens to you, what's going to happen to your family? You care about them enough that you would want only the best for them going forward. So drop a few bucks a month and get a life insurance policy. Frank Fuss will take care of you. This is all you need to do. Follow these specific instructions. Go to buyinsurancehere.com, B-U-Y, insurancehere.com. That's a form for Frank to get to know you, your phone number, what you're interested in, how you heard about him, and you'll put Eric Zane on the little drop down there. And then you're going to schedule a meeting. Frank's going to take care of everything for you. Just ask him as many questions as you want and get that done for you and your family. Frank Fuss, a licensed independent insurance agent / broker from mypolicyshop.com. The website I want you to go to, though, is buyinsurancehere.com. Okay, we are continuing on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Now, I can't think of a Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast being complete. Well, not every show, but, every so often you got to throw in the saga of Kenny and Z-Speed Mobile Mechanic, parts 1 and 2. Holy cow. Here's part 1 on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. And it's always good to get a solid Google review. I know of one company in the United States that did not get a Google review over the weekend. It's not Irvine's. This company is in the Southeast. This company is in the great state of Tennessee. Kenny was on the warpath. He got shafted. Well, this is what happened. Kenny hired a guy to show up at his crib to fix his car. And so for a week and a half, he's waiting for this guy to show up. Well, the dum-dum doing the work never, figured out where Kenny was. And so Kenny's counting on the guy to show up, and then the guy says last minute, "Sorry, I can't show up now. It's too far. It's out of my range." So they really fucked him. So, this is real bad for him. And they did apologize, and they said it's their fault. They owned it. Kenny wasn't having any of it, and he ripped these guys a new asshole. It is a book. It is an absolute book. And he was pissed. So you may have seen it online. Kyler referred to Kenny as a Karen about this. And he was furious. Kyler wasn't having any of it. He said, "Oh, man, did you see what Kenny did? He posted online that he this whole thing." And so then the day passes, and then now it says car fixed. Antonio at Gotham Automotive and Repair helped Kenny out. Can anybody hear O'Neill squealing? He's having a dream. "Hey, buddy, you okay?" He sounded like an Ewok. "Kenny, I'm glad you got your car fixed." But Kenny threw up the old 1-star review on the guy. Kenny says he did not seriously apologize. He just didn't want to fucking work on a Saturday is what it boils down to. Well, we don't know that. I mean, I guess you would assume. Kenny says, now Kenny's on the warpath. Where the fuck did Kyler talk about this? Kyler sent me a text. He said, Kenny is on the warpath. He referred to you as a Karen. Let me see what he wrote. Hold on a second. He wrote a damn novel about a mechanic didn't come and wrote him a 1-star review. Karen Hinson strikes again. Kenny, I saw your text, buddy. I went and read it. I read it all. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. I was super busy this weekend and didn't have a second to respond to it, but I did see it all. I watched it all unfold. I watched it all unfold. I'm on your side. I don't know why you're calling me names. What did I do? He called me a dick. What did he call me a dick for? What the fuck? Why am I a dick? I didn't say anything bad about you. I said you got fucked. Why am I the dick? For once, I am not your enemy. Hold on. Hey, Siri.
Mm-hmm.
Call High Maintenance Kenny.
Calling High Maintenance Kenny. Calling Maintenance Kenny.
Hey.
Yeah, so I see you wrote, I'm a dick because I never replied. I've got a million things going. Are you telling me that if someone doesn't reply to you, they're instantly a dick? Is this the new super aggressive Kenny that we have to deal with now?
No, man, that's rule of thumb. Like, if you get somebody's text, and even if they write you a fucking book, you can say, well, that sucks.
Well, I was in the middle of something, and then I forgot. I was caring for my wife, and then I saw it, and then I just didn't think about it. So, you see, this is why the name High Maintenance Kenny exists. This is why that is true. That couldn't be more. You didn't text me back, thus you are a dick.
All right, you want to call that high maintenance? I want to call it, being considerate.
I just gave you my excuse. Is that not work? Is that not? Oh my God.
No, this is funny, man. I mean, I figured you were busy with your wife, but I didn't even know that you paid any attention to this. And then you started talking about some company in Tennessee, and then Kenny's like waging war on him.
Yeah,
And
of
I'm
course.
like, wait,
I eventually got around to it, but it was like 11:30 at night, and I'm like, oh fuck, and then I go to bed. And Kenny thinks that the world revolves around him and his tits. That's what this is. That's what he thinks.
No, it struck me as weird just a minute ago. Like, there's texts from Kyler to you, and y'all are discussing it.
It's daily. Well, I didn't discuss it. He sent me a text. I just went, All right.
Question: did you reply to Kyler's text?
I wrote, oh no.
See, Dick, you didn't reply to mine.
Yeah, at the time, that was in a moment in time when I wasn't washing my wife's vagina for her.
Oh, God.
I had to give her a sponge bath over the weekend. So now, so you're going to go ahead and remove that 1-star review from that poor guy, right?
Fuck no.
Why not? I mean, it seemed like he just like he didn't Google you beforehand, and then when he found out, he couldn't make the trip, right?
No, man, it's total bullshit. He made the appointment after having my address. A week and a half later, less than 3 hours before the appointment time, he should have honored that.
No,
dude.
no.
That's not how you treat people.
Yeah, I agree. But he said sorry. So is that not good enough?
Sorry. Did you see everything else that piece of shit said?
Well, he was apologetic.
Bullshit. You didn't read it all then, man.
I didn't read it. What are you fucking talking about? I read the whole thing.
Oh, no, you read something else then.
Oh, he said, he actually apologized to you.
He was trying to save face at that point.
I don't know, man.
After that, he started insulting me and shit. So fuck you, man.
He
you
did?
earned this fucking review on Facebook and Google and anywhere else
Wait a
I
minute.
can find you.
Wait a minute. He started insulting you?
Yeah. He said I was being the male version of a Karen.
Oh.
And then at the end of it, he said, "Have a nice day, ma'am."
Oh, no, that I did not see. That
piece of shit, man. I'd like to punch him right in his fucking head.
I did not see that, Kenny.
Well, like I said, you didn't read it all.
No, I didn't. I stopped it. I can well, so. But can you not see like maybe he got upset because you were like so aggressive and he just wanted to tell you to eat shit?
Dude, I was not being aggressive. Okay. Not at all. Until he just comes out of nowhere and says, "Sorry, your address is out of our service area."
Okay.
First off, this motherfucker's business card says serving the greater Nashville area.
Yeah.
Dude, I live 35 minutes north of Nashville.
Yeah.
And he includes Murfreesboro into that, which is 45 minutes a different direction from Nashville.
Okay. So,
and then he sends me a screenshot of wherever he was Saturday morning, which was southeast of Nashville, whereas his business page shows him as being he was southwest, and his business page shows that his business is southeast of Nashville.
Yeah.
So just because you stayed somewhere else Friday night and woke up somewhere else Saturday morning, I don't give a fuck where you are. You said you were supposed to be here. You agreed to it.
Okay.
And I planned my whole fucking week around this piece of shit, and he cancels on me? No, fuck that guy. I'd give him a negative star if I could.
Okay, Kenny, you ended up getting the car fixed by you were able to get a quick turnaround on that next one, right?
Hell yeah, man! I went to one of those stupid hip whatever Facebook pages, and I don't understand why that became a thing. Why does every town have a hip town name Facebook page? Oh. It's the dumbest name ever. But I went on there looking for recommendations, and somebody recommended this guy. And he was great, man. He lives like 3 miles away. He came over and like just he was done in half an hour.
Why didn't you start there? Why didn't you start with that? Why did you?
What?
Did you not know that was an option?
No, I didn't know about that guy.
Yeah, I know.
I
But
went on Facebook and I searched mobile mechanic because I couldn't move the car, so I'm not going to pay to have it towed.
okay, well, all right.
To
This
the
is all
shop,
good.
you know what I mean?
Now you need to apologize to me. So I'll wait. You have to apologize to me. You called me a dick for no good reason.
No, for not responding to my
I didn't do
text.
anything. I didn't like intentionally avoid you. You fucking idiot. Jeez.
You replied to Kyler's text, but you never thought to reply to mine.
Yes. Again, this is why the name High Maintenance Kenny will always
Well, if you know
fit.
I'm like that, then why didn't you reply?
No, bullshit. This is not an Eric problem. This is a Kenny problem. You are a twat. There is no avoiding this. All right, I'm glad you got your stupid car fixed. Now,
Me too.
okay, so it's running good. You're in business. You're happening. Okay, good. All right.
Until it throws another code.
All right, very good. And I'll make sure I reply to your stupid text messages. Chris calls you a whiny bitch. I don't know. I don't know which Chris this is because it just says Chris.
I don't know either. There's too many Chris's and Adams, and I can't keep up.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. Let's see. Terry writes, Kenny, if it took to do it a half hour, why don't you just watch YouTube and fix it yourself? I bet the tools would have cost less than what you paid him. What do you think about that?
I don't give a shit. I don't work on cars.
What? Tell me what the problem was.
The crankshaft sensor needed to be replaced, and fuck, man, that was the first time I ever heard of a fucking crankshaft sensor. I don't do cars,
and
man.
It took him a half an hour?
It's supposed to take an hour, and he did it in half an hour.
What is the cost? Well, how much did it cost you?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what he would have told me, and I don't know if I went about this the right way, but he wanted to know if it was okay with me what the original guy was going to charge. So I told him, and he said, well, he'd go with that. So I'm like, cool. So there was $115. But see, the original guy even included a $25 charge for traveling to my town. That was another, thread in the story. It's stupid.
Yeah, it probably was $25 part, but I don't know how to fix that. I've never heard of that either, so I don't know if I'd have the skill to do that. Chris,
well, the thing is that my uncle, he knows all there is to know about cars, and he's been bothered with mine and Rachel's cars for the past 6 months. Wasted a lot of time and energy on those.
Yeah, that's how I feel when you call.
He just was tired of it and didn't want to do this one because it was supposed to be kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But the way this guy went about it, he did it all under the hood and was like reaching way back in there, and he couldn't even see what he was doing. But he knew, he'd done it so many times, it was nothing for this guy.
He probably just unplugged it. He probably just cut the wire or something like that.
I was actually right there watching him and just talking with the guy the whole time. He was cool as hell.
Oh,
and
I know you were.
If it has any other issues, let him know.
I guarantee you wanted to hang himself because the NFK has been on the other side of that. When you wake up and you immediately start talking nonstop. So I imagine he's like, oh shit, I'm gonna stick my head in the fan blade.
Okay. So, well, I enjoyed when I was there talking to Kevin. I guess after I left, did he say I talked too much?
No, but I could sense it. It was just terrible. Chris writes, why do we, this is Chris D. He writes, why do we have to ruin someone's business online for a small problem? He says, you got the car fixed ultimately, so he thinks you're crazy for that 1-star review, Kenny.
Whatever, man. People that treat customers that way deserve that fucking kind of review.
Well, he didn't call you a Karen and refer to you as ma'am until you started to really go after him. Maybe if you were a little more kind, you wouldn't have had that problem.
I wasn't mean. You need to reread it, man. I was not mean. I was laying it out. You scheduled this. You've had my address for a week and a half. And now less than 3 hours before the time you're supposed to be here, you're telling me I'm suddenly too far away? What? No.
I think I'm on the side of the guy.
Of course you are. Because see, now you're trying to live up to the name, Dick.
Yes. Now I'm diving in. All right, buddy. I'm glad you got your car fixed.
Fuck, me too, man. It's 3 weeks without a car.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure you did a lot of walking.
No, there was a lot of, Rachel, I need to go to the store. Yeah. Can you bring me my car?
I need to get to the store. Give me some damn Hot Pockets. Shit. Yeah.
I sent Rachel a text when Saturday night. She's out working DoorDash and shit. And I sent her a text like, I'm about to drive to the store by myself and buy some stuff like I'm a 16-year-old that just got the driver's license. It was the greatest thing ever.
Oh, man. All right. Well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I'm glad you got your car fixed. Sorry I didn't respond to your stupid text. I'll try to be more careful.
Careful.
Okay.
All right, man.
Okay, see ya. Oh, I knew that would get him wound up. And Kyler refers to him as a Karen. He said he's the biggest Karen ever. That is special. Pausing the action on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast, part 2 of Kenny and the Z-Speed mobile mechanic catastrophe. You know, you got to keep him honest. Every so long, you got to fire this one at him. Now, I know that him just hearing this bit is going to put him into a tailspin. Probably going to get some hate mail, some hate texts, hate voicemails, about 5 minutes long. And then it'll just dissipate like a fart in the wind. That's how it goes. It's cool. It's cool. Maybe even a bad Google review. My hand's hovering over the mouse. You're about to get 1 star, Eric Zane, you son of a bitch. God bless Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. 616-532-6600. ER Vines, that's ervines.com. Get your cars repaired there. Either scheduled maintenance, preventative help, or if all things go haywire, Irvine's will help you every step of the way. Trusted source, lady, local, and veteran owned. Okay, but the veteran doesn't walk up to you and say, hey, I'm a veteran, like KMK. You always want to be suspicious of people who just walk up to you and tell you that they're veteran into the conversation. Hey, can I use the gas station bathroom? Yeah, but there's someone in it right now. Maybe when they're done. Yeah, but I'm a veteran. Anyway, Irvine, 616-532-6600. They have free loaner cars, early bird drop-off, late bird pickup. One of the things I'm so excited about talking about is what Joe Martinez has done by teaming up with DTE Energy, the gas company here in West Michigan. The fact that this is how this goes. You can get your furnace tuned up and cleaned, no cost. And it's not like you get it done and then you pay Joe and after you have to mail in a rebate. None of that shit. You simply call 616-516-8579. You're going to talk to Joe. Book the cleaning. He comes over. He cleans. He tunes. That thing's running top notch and safe and sound. And then he leaves. That's it. Nothing else. He takes your information. He mails all the important documents to DTE. And then they pay him. Holy shit, that's incredible. One of my favorite things to talk about right there. Thank you, Joe Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling. If you are in West Michigan, schedule today. Okay. We're rolling on with part 2 of the Z-Speed mobile mechanic catastrophe right here on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. I should give a call. You know what I should do? I should call Z-Speed mobile mechanic and see what the hell is up. That's a great idea. Now we're talking. I could conference in Kenny. 3385. No, don't call. Well, I just want to get their side of the story. I got your side of the story. What the fuck is wrong with you? Kenny, what's this guy's name? buddy.
How can I help you?
Hey, how are you? Hey, sorry to bother you. This is Eric Zane. I host the Eric Zane Show podcast. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I do this podcast, and one of my listeners lives in nearby Gallatin. Is that how I say it, Gallatin?
Okay.
Yeah, and he had a bad experience, and I'm calling, and he's like, oh man, and he left you a nasty review. His name is Kenny. Okay, and he gave me his side of the story, and he said that you guys were supposed to show up, and then it was out of it was too far away, so then you changed your plans at the last minute. And he got really butthurt by it, and he left you a nasty review. So I wanted to get your side of it, and maybe you two can maybe sort this out, because he was super pissed off, and I want to make sure you guys are like friends.
Honestly, I don't care if he's my friend or not. What he does with his car is not my problem.
Yeah. Well,
the gentleman was harassing me. I had to block him because he was sending me nasty texts. He was overreacting, not acting like an adult. So I just decided to ignore him.
Now,
after the point.
Now, it said at some point that you called him a Karen, though.
Yeah, I did, because he was behaving like a Karen.
Okay, what was the Karen-like behavior? Because it seemed to me like he had kind of a gripe, because it was last minute, hey, you're supposed to come out and visit, and then he said, and then all of a sudden you guys changed the plans on him, so it kind of screwed him over.
A guy hit me up about a week and a half ago, contacting me about his car. He said it broke down. He said, all I need is a sensor changed.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'll come change it, but if it doesn't work, it's not my problem after that. So he said, okay, fine, come. I'm like, all right, I got you down. The earliest I can get you is next week. He was like, all right. So when I looked up his address yesterday, it was much far out of my service area.
Okay.
So I apologized to him for the inconvenience, and I thought, maybe it was he would understand. The guy got super pissed. He's like, I've been planning on you coming, and so on and so forth. Which I understand,
yeah.
But I didn't locate the address until yesterday, and he's like, Gallatin is in Nashville. When I looked it up, it was over 50 minutes away from our service area, and we don't go out that far.
Okay, gotcha.
You could be in the outskirts of Gallatin maybe, and we'll come to you in 25 minutes if it's within our area, but we don't drive out an hour to the service zone. So he started, sending me text messages. I tried to call him. He ignored me. But the guy got really pissed off, and it is what it is.
Okay, gotcha. So is it maybe a little bit of after you explained it, he kept on so much that you finally just had to cut your losses, and then that's it?
Yeah. I'm not going to – I don't care if I'm a business. I'm not going to stand there and get bullied and harassed by somebody.
Okay.
Or I met on Facebook Marketplace or Facebook advertising hit me up. I don't take shit from anybody. So if you're going to come give me shit, you're going to get shit back.
Okay, gotcha.
This is not Walmart customer service. This is real as it gets. You come to me and you want to talk about you're pissed off.
Yeah.
And I've already explained to you and I've apologized to you why I can't come out. And you still want to be disrespectful towards me. I'm going to get angry at you.
Oh, yeah. It's like you were like, I've had enough. One of those deals.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you sound like a nice guy, and I know he's a nice guy. I think he just kind of had a bad day. So, so at the end of the day, he actually is a really, really sweet dude. So, whatever. I was trying to get more information as to what went down, but he's got his side, you've got your side. I imagine the truth is somewhere in there. One of those deals.
Yeah, I even told him to his face, to his text message, I'm not coming out that far just to change a sensor. I'm not. It's not profitable for me. I don't want to do it. It's out of my service zone.
Gotcha.
So our marketing agent had put Gallatin in one of our Facebook ads. So he tried to use that against me and say, you're lying. I'm like, I didn't make that ad. Maybe it got thrown in there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm get it down. So anyways, what's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Eric. Eric. Yes. Eric Zane Show Podcast is the name of it. You're being heard all over the country right now.
Okay, great.
Yes, and
I hope to hear it, guys.
No, and just real quick, because I was looking at your Google reviews, and they're amazing. There's 19 of them, and they're very, very good. And I don't even see his. Apparently, he was pissed, but I don't see it there. So I don't know. Maybe you lucked out. I have no idea. Or maybe it'll show up later. But, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So
It is what it is. You got to give respect to get good respect,
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for the time. I appreciate it.
You're welcome,
All
brother.
right, buddy.
Have a
See
good
ya.
day.
Yep.
All right.
There you go. So, the audience was like, get Kenny on. Get him on. And I'm like, holy shit. I cannot. I would. But he was like, holy shit. You have got to do not call me. So now he's like, I cannot believe you did this. Okay. Now I got to get Kenny back out. What did I do wrong? All I did was ask him his side of the story. I didn't side with anybody. I just got his side of the story. What's wrong with that? There is nothing wrong with me hearing you out, which I did. And hey, buddy.
Buddy.
What? All I did was got his side of the story. I didn't side with him. I just said that. I even said you're a great guy. What did I do?
Come on, man. You know that was a dick move.
That was not a dick move. If this is what you do. You go and you publicly aired it. You talked about it. So, all right. And I'm like, well, okay, I processed it. I brought it up on here, which was a surprise to you. And then you call me a dick because I didn't respond right away to your text or whatever it was. And then I just think, well, okay, let's hear what this guy has to say. I mean, if you were, let's say the tarantula farmer went through the same thing, and then I went and got the other side of the story, would you not be interested in hearing that? Or would you be like, no way?
Oh, maybe a little bit.
Well, there you go. That's all I did. I didn't say Kenny's an asshole, and I agree with you. I just let the guy speak. I mean, you're gonna fucking throw that guy under the bus, and that's fine. You can do that.
Under the bus.
Well, if he
man,
listen,
you totally throwing
you
me
see,
under the
no,
bus
I'm
today.
not. I mean, it's okay to throw somebody under the bus if they fucked you up. So you did, whatever. I don't give a shit that you did that, and he might have deserved it. And I have no reason to doubt you. None whatsoever to doubt you.
There is no reason to doubt me because I've got screenshots.
I know.
And of every
I understand
fucking thing.
that. But
I didn't bully and harass that motherfucker. He's
course.
a lying piece of shit.
Of course you say that, and I don't blame you. However, when Judge Judy, she has the plaintiff and the defendant speak, and then she rules a judgment. I'm not ruling a judgment. I'm just I let fucking Kenny talk, and then I let dude from Z-Speed Mobile Mechanics speak.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Let's say the name of the piece of shit's business more and more and
Kenny,
more. He talked about the guy that helped me.
He did not fuck my asshole. He did not do that to me. He what happened is between you and him, and it would be foolish for me to say, yeah, that's right. He's a piece of shit. Until I hear what he had to say, and I don't know. I mean, I assume everything you say is true. But I also have to assume the same thing about him. I mean, it's just.
Fuck that, man. You're supposed to be my friend. Fuck that guy.
Kenny, I had to listen to him. And so I gave him an opportunity.
No, you didn't have to.
Oh,
He's
bullshit.
A fucking liar anyway.
How do you know? I mean, could it be, Kenny, that you're just so rankled and upset that perhaps maybe it's your judgment's a little fuzzy, about this?
No, my judgment is fucking fine, dude.
Look, Kenny.
I can't believe that anybody would side with that guy.
I didn't side with anybody.
Wait. Laugh it up all you want. Everybody who's fucking listening and commenting like this motherfucking Chris. Fuck all of y'all if you're going to side with that piece of shit.
Well, Kenny.
You don't fucking treat people this way.
Kenny, look. All I know is he had, that story, there's two sides, that's saying there's two sides to every story, or three sides, yours, mine, and the truth.
That's not all. No, sometimes that's bullshit. He's a lying, lazy sack of shit and didn't want to fucking work on Saturday morning.
Well, that's what you assume.
Him.
That's what you were assuming. He said, well, you notice he said that it's such a small price to pay for that. It reduced his margin to next to nothing.
You're missing the whole. You did not read everything that I posted.
No. I'm just going on. I'm not talking about that.
Him more.
Okay. Well, he obviously didn't want to do it. So.
Yeah, because he's a lazy sack of shit.
Well, I'm not saying that everything you say is. I'm not saying that everything he says is true and everything you say is true. I'm just saying that it was.
I'm not a fucking liar. He's a fucking liar.
I agree with you. My point was, it is a fair thing to at least hear him out, right? No. No, it's not okay to hear him out.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I just wanted the other side of the story. That's all. I just wanted to hear it from him.
Well, you heard it from him, and it's exactly what I expected his stupid ass to say.
Okay.
Trying to blame me and insult me. Fuck him.
Okay, now listen to me.
You don't fucking run a business that way.
Now, as we go, you ended up getting the car fixed, and you started out today, and you were putting this behind you. Yes?
Yeah, and I wasn't going to think of it 1 second more.
But it is manifested yet again, correct?
And I haven't taken my high blood pressure medication yet this morning, so that's not good. Thanks.
Okay, this is what I want to do. I want to call him back, and you two have to talk to each other.
No, I'm not talking to a piece of shit.
You got to figure this out, Kenny. You can't go around. You and him have got to come to some type of agreement.
I don't got to do shit.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I think I can bridge the gap between you. I think I can let you speak to him, and you might make more sense.
I'm not speaking to that motherfucker.
Okay.
I'd just as soon punch him in the face like that fucking video you played.
So, is it because he's a minority that you hate him so much?
Oh my God, dude. Fuck. Are you serious?
I'm just asking the question.
Wow, dude. I don't understand. I don't understand you today.
I'm just kidding you, Kenny. I know you're not. I know you don't hate minorities. I'm just trying to get you going. Okay. Well,
I gotta say, man, you've gone a little overboard this morning.
You think I went overboard? What do you mean?
What?
Wait a minute.
Oh my God!
Hold
dude,
on a minute.
You accusing me of fucking being a racist and shit?
I was kidding.
Fuck?
That was a joke. Now listen to me.
Oh my God.
Are you talking about? Because is me even bringing it up a bad idea? Because you aired it publicly.
No, bring it up. Fine,
okay, good. Okay, so it was okay that
let's go back to I never heard back from you, so I didn't even think you paid it any attention.
Oh yeah, I did, but like I said, I had a ton going on. Diana was really, really needing a lot of nurse care. I was extreme, and then Kyler sent that. I didn't even know about it until Kyler tipped me off. He goes, "Hey man, have you?" And then I kind of pieced it together.
See, you didn't even know about it. You fucking ignored my text.
No.
You fucking admitted it.
No. What I said was I went and looked at my phone and I saw all the texts that came in. And then now all I said to him was, "Oh no, I hadn't yet read what happened. In fact, that didn't even happen till just today." All right. So I had forgotten about the whole fucking thing.
And that guy was saying yesterday, it was Saturday. So for 2 days, 2 days you didn't read my text.
No, it's true. Like I said, I get hundreds of texts every single day, and I was doing all the nurse shit.
I know.
So I bring it up, and then it was time to. I think it was. So that was all above board, getting you on, hearing you complain, and then when I got the notion to call the guy, I think that was excellent, don't you?
No. Everybody else probably does.
Well, it gives us an opportunity to hear from the business's perspective. This is the business owner, the minority business owner that you're trying to destroy.
Fucking going back, minority business
owner. Well, that's what it says on his fucking thing. It says this is the minority business owner.
Ask me about a guy who came out and helped me and his business. Why aren't we talking about him?
Well, we did. We did talk about him.
No. What's the business name?
I don't remember the name. I did talk about it.
What's the business name of the asshole?
Just because Z-Speed Mobile Mechanic. Well, I've spent more time talking about it. You're the one.
On the negative.
You're the one that tried to destroy the minority man's business.
Now you're back to the whole fucking minority shit
I'm
again.
just reading what it says there. It says minority-owned business, and you tried to ruin his life.
Oh, my God, dude. I left a review, as every one of us has a fucking right to do.
Yeah, I know. But what's weird, though, is it's not showing up, Kenny, so you might, I don't know, you might want to talk to the Google police about where maybe they looked at it and said it's just too ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
So,
I copied and pasted and quoted everything that was said.
Yeah,
so people
it's not
would
there.
know.
It is not there, Kenny. I think you got ripped off.
Well, then I'll fucking do it again.
So, all right. Well, you're certainly.
So you think that leaving an honest review about what I went through is trying to ruin someone's business?
So.
Wait. Not just someone, a minority person's business.
So would it be too much if I clicked write review and then I wrote, I love this guy. He's awesome. I hate it.
You're supposed to. Did you use his services?
No, I didn't.
Then that's a false review and that's misleading.
So if I tried to, squelch your review with my own review, you would hate me, right?
Dude, I'm pretty close to that word right now already.
Okay, I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that, and I don't want any of the audience to leave a review that's positive, just to counter Kenny's nasty.
Oh my God!
Do not leave.
You know that you saying that is going to lead to people, and there's already people commenting. Let's do it.
Do not leave a nice review on Z-Speed Mobile Mechanic on Google just because Kenny posted a hateful review on the minority-owned business.
That's like the 25th time you've said the business name, and you still. Oh God, dude.
All right, I'm glad you got your car fixed.
Yeah, my car was fixed by Gotham Automotive in my fucking town, and it's minority owned because the guy who fixed my car and was cool as shit is Hispanic.
They're good
and bilingual, and he was a cool fucking dude.
Why does he call it Gotham? Isn't that a New York reference? That's pretty weird.
Man, I don't know. Why does the asshole call it Z-Speed? Man, you've really fucking got my blood pressure
Listen
up
to me.
and giving me a fucking headache today. I hope you're happy.
Listen to me. You gotta listen to me. Everyone's new favorite Kenny is high blood pressure Kenny. It is that is everyone's new favorite. You have hit it out of the park. Okay? This is excellent. And I love you very much.
Excellent.
It's gonna be okay. All right.
I feel like shit. This is excellent. All right.
All right. I'll talk to you. See ya. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
You too.
See ya. Holy shit. That was something. Oh my God. So much heat. Oh. Pause in the action on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. On a typical Friday, we'd be doing Trigger Time with Rick from TC Paintball. I talked about them earlier in the show. Hello to my friends at Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, I should say. Number one in all of the United States for a reason. They work very, very hard to get that rating. Now, if you've got great credit right now, you might be able to keep it, 7.75. Maybe 7.5 on a 15-year fixed. If your credit's kind of skanky, you're going to be north of 9. So you ask yourself, do I want to get into the house now? Or do I want to keep paying a landlord? I know that interest rate is ridiculous. Mario's going to tell you this. Look, so-and-so, lock it in now. Get the home that you can afford. Then you're in your home. You're not paying a landlord. Your equity's going up. The principal's going down. And so will the interest rates. You're going to refinance it. The best is yet to come. It beats paying a slumlord. Reach out to Mario today, 231-332-6505. Okay, one of my favorite new sponsors to talk about is King's Room Barbershop. Andy and Colleen are so fantastic. I love these folks. King's Room Barbershop with 3 locations, Northland Drive, Caledonia, and the newest at 821 36th Street, right next to the Costume Room in beautiful Wyoming, Michigan. Go to King's Room Barbershop, get your hair cut there, dudes. Or if you're a chick who likes to get her hair cut like a dude, you can work in different pronouns there if you want. I'm a they, them. Or I'm a chick, but call me he. That happens. It's cool. King's Room Barbershop. Pricing, schedules of all of the amazing stylists, locations on their website, kingsroom.net. Haircut fit for a king. Batting last in the order today, Blue Frost IT. Managed IT service provider for the show at 616-200-8550. If you're making any changes to your business and upgrading your gear, don't just go to the store and start buying stuff. You're going to buy too much, too little, or not the right thing. Sit down for a 30-minute complimentary consultation with Blue Frost IT. This is very important. They will help you every step of the way. Reach out to them, 616-200-8550. Or if at work or at home, your computer is struggling and you don't want to get a new one, you're going to get that thing repaired. Blue Frost will help you every step of the way. Call 616-200-8550. That's 616-200-8550. Not the best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. I have a segment that I titled My ADHD Running Wild. That's every day. And part of my trip to New York in 2021, that story is all right here on this edition of Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast.
Welcome. Oh, my gosh. Boy, this is weird. It's, you know, you all get out of a routine. I get out of a routine, and then trying to get back into that routine is, wow. God, I haven't had to deal with this in forever. You know, that, hey, first day back type of vibe. And, well, I mean, I've taken time off, make no mistake, but not like this. 2 weeks. Oh, God. That is, that's when you're used to just every single day doing what you do. Holy shit. This is like really weird. Shuddy had the maple bottle pants and the boots with the fur. The whole club was looking. I was at a wedding last night. This is the new Taking Care of Business song. You know? Or AC/DC's Back in Black. No, not Back in Black. What's the other one? Same album. She Shook Me All Night Long. Now that they don't play, I don't think they play Back in Black at weddings. But I was at a wedding last night, and that damn song, I tell you what, if there's no one on the dance floor, you just bust out, is it Flo Rida with T-Pain? You bust out that song, and everybody loses their mind. It makes the women, just turn into absolute sexual deviance is what it is what this results in. As I've aged, I've gotten to a point where I don't really dance at weddings. I don't know why. I just feel like an idiot. And because what I do is when everybody's dancing at a wedding, I usually take a look at the one guy who looks like a white guy, looks like a complete jackass, has no rhythm whatsoever. And I'm like, fuck, this is why you never dance. Because then there's going to be somebody looking at you like you're just a fuck face. And, you know, so I'm actually enjoying watching these idiots dance. And the ADHD is going crazy at this wedding, and I'm kind of crawling out of my skin. I was like, oh, fuck. And but I don't want to be, you know, as soon as I get there, be looking for the door. But it's very difficult for me to just sit in one place, and then everybody's having it out on the dance floor. Yeah, Eric, you can go out there and dance, but I don't know. I just never feel it. So, I just bide my time. So, people are dancing. I'm walking around the venue, exploring, one big lap around the place. I'm trying to open up locked doors, seeing what's inside of this place. And nothing's really panning out. And then we're getting ready to leave finally. It's me, Diana, and another couple. And I'm like, oh, fuck, man. Now, we're getting, it's like 9:30. And I'm thinking, okay, this is it. This is long enough. It's time to get out of here. And then our beloved friends, in fact, the mother of the bride, she's like giving me stink eye. She's like, you can't leave. And I'm like, oh, man, I got to get up so early. I mean, I got to get back to work. And she's like, yeah, you don't get up that early anymore. And I go, yeah, I know. I'm trying to. And she's giving me funny looks and making me feel bad. But it's like, oh. So then, I'm gathering up the masses, me and those other three, including Diana, walking out of the place. And then that song starts. Oh, I mean, there already were people on the dance floor. Everybody else gets up, even the people that don't dance. The 95-year-old lady who can't even walk, she loses her mind, throws the crutches away, gets up from the chair. She's on the dance floor. Everybody is. This is the song that you play when people are going to get hurt. It seems like every wedding you go to, there's somebody who gets some type of injury. So as soon as that song starts, man, it's like, oh, fuck, here we go. And Janine turns around. She's the one with us, the friend and her husband. They turn around. Diana goes, oh, yeah. And they, lose their mind. They go back out there. Oh, man. You hit the floor. Talk about low, 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 low. And I will say this about that song. That song is very easy to dance to. And it kind of makes, I don't know, something about the tempo and the way they dance. It turns everyone into a slut. So they're all dancing slut. I'm like, what the fuck? And then Janine, our pal, she grabs my hands, and I'm like, oh, good, she wants to leave. No, she's pulling me out of the dance. I'm like, oh, fuck, man. And then, so it's me and Diana surrounded by all of our friends. Every single one of them is divorced and has a unbelievable, insatiable appetite for dick. And they're grinding their asses on my dick. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And they're just all around me, and that song's playing, and everyone's going low, 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 low. Like, oh, Jesus. And so finally it ended. It was over. I know you're thinking, Eric, that isn't that bad of a thing. It's like, I know. I just for some reason cannot do it. I can't have a good time like that on the dance floor. It's just, everybody lost their shit. As soon as that song ends, and then people are trying to walk off the dance floor, and they're sliding and they're falling because there's so much lady moisture that has dripped out of them onto the dance floor. That's what is there now. They have to show up with those Swiffer wet jets and clean up the floor. Oh. Finally got out of there, though. Holy crap. People are like, yeah, when's a wedding on Sundays? Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea. Typically, that's a Saturday thing, right? Well, I guess people, it's tough to actually get weddings in right now because of last year, everybody's wedding was canceled. So now, in order to get a venue, you got to be willing to do it a little bit differently. So that was it. That was, and I tell you what, since vacation ended, let me just tell you, it was right back to the grind because we got back Thursday at like 5 p.m., 6 p.m., sometime around then. And then Friday, I was scheduled all day driving limo. I did 11 hours of that on Friday. And then on Saturday, 15 hours driving. Now, I wasn't driving for 15 hours, but from the time I started driving to work, I got the car, picked people up, dropped them off here, dropped them up, picked them up again, dropped them, I got into bed by like 1, 2 in the morning. So I got done with vacation, all day Friday driving, all day Saturday driving. Sunday, I woke up feeling like shit. Did my long run. Yes, I've still been running. Shut the fuck up. And then low. Rapper bottom pants and the Reeboks with the fur. Is that right? Reeboks with the fur? What are the words of that damn song? It's really infectious. Shawty had them apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the flow. Next thing you know, Shawty got low. All right. And then it's baggy sweatpants, Reeboks with the straps. That's not sexy. She turned around and gave that big booty a smack. Hey! I kind of like that song. All right. So welcome. Holy shit. I don't even know where to begin. Shows like this, it's like, fuck. I mean, I kind of took notes of things that went on that I knew I would talk about, but, I go back and I look at the notes. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't even know what the fuck I wanted to talk about. I have no idea. So, hang on. There might be a little bit of that today. Scatterbrain, but hey, we got to do what we got to do. As you know, I like to get this out of the way. The show happens live every day on Facebook, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. But don't forget, I've got the audio podcast, which is all of this. Just throw the audio up there. I don't edit shit normally unless I take a pee break, and throw it up on wherever you download podcasts. Just search Eric Zane Show, you'll find it. Also live on Twitter, a Periscope video. Oh, hold on. Facebook is brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. Twitter brought to you by my friends at Blue Frost IT at Eric Zane Show on Twitter. If you would, please like and share it on Facebook. Retweet it with a snarky comment on Twitter. That would be nice. I'm also on YouTube. That is brought to you by My Policy Shop Insurance. Online at buyinsurancehere.com. Eric Zane Show on YouTube. Hang on. I'm under the weather. I know you're like, oh God, great. He went out on a trip and got COVID. No, I got this. I do have a one of those weird summer colds you get, but it's not COVID. Hang on. That was a weird feeling though. Wait a minute. I don't feel so good. I actually did go and get tested. And they go, yeah, it's negative. That was a relief. On our trip, I'm laying in bed, and I feel like something is amiss, and I'm like, what the hell is that? I haven't been sick in years, like legit. So, And then the next day, I got like a stuffy nose. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. This is the big one. It's a breakthrough case. Have you been following this story about these breakthrough cases? This is legit. Because I'm very, very wise. I usually take information that comes to me and then process it and form my opinion. That's a clever way of saying, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But it appears, and I'm completely digressing here, this is how it's going to be today, that the Delta variant doesn't give a fuck about the vaccine. The Delta variant is like, whatever. You can go ahead and make your stupid fucking vaccine. I don't give a shit. I'm going to go in and infect the world. Everybody's going to die. That's what it seems like. Because,
Every single day, we're looking at the numbers, and we're like, oh my God, it's defeated it. In Minnesota, in the month of July, the Pfizer vaccine resulted in 42% effectiveness. What the fuck? What? What happened to? Oh my God, we're so stoked. It's 96% effective. Now, truth be told, the vaccines that are no longer effective, apparently, well, to some degree, they are just. Well, hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself. The Delta variant is changed. It's a different virus. And so, that's how this is going to be. I am now believing that this is how it's going to be, if not forever, for a long, long time. However, the vaccination seems to have an effectiveness where you won't wind up in the hospital and likely not die. And people are like, it already was like that. We had a 97% recovery rate. Well, yeah, I know. But when you're dealing with as many people as we've had that have been infected, that's still a lot of people that have died. So, it's still very, very important, in my opinion, to get the vaccine. But I think now we are at a point where I think we can give up the idea that, hey, if you don't get the vaccine, you're spreading the virus. And this is why I say that. And that's a little different than what I've said in the past. Remember, I've basically just looked you in the face and called you stupid assholes for the past however long. But I think I need to pull back on me calling you a stupid asshole. And here's why. The idea that vaccinated dude can still transmit it just like the unvaccinated dude makes vaccinated dude really no better than unvaccinated dude. It's a game changer. That alone has kind of got me thinking more along the lines of, like people said, hey, it's my choice. It's my choice to get vaccinated. Okay. It's my, and then people like me were constantly saying, no, it's not your choice anymore. It's not your choice at all because of all the people that you're going to affect. Well, that kind of, you can't really say that anymore because vaccinated dude is going to spread it just as easily as unvaccinated dude, So it is kind of, in my opinion, down to personal choice at this point. I think at this point, I'm so fucking sick of this. And with now that information being out there, that is an absolute game changer. Okay. So do I think you should still get vaccinated? Yes. Outside of that, though, is there anything more to say? No, not at all. I honestly think that I'm planning on every year, every 6 months, going in and getting a new shot. And some of you aren't comfortable getting that shot. And I think now, as the dust settles, that's just the way it's going to be. So you'll get nothing from me. I am done calling you dumb fucks. No, I take that back. I absolutely am going to call you dumb fucks at some point because I don't want you to die. And some people are like, well, yeah, but it isn't approved by the FDA. Well, it's going to be. It's going to be very, very soon. So hopefully you'll get vaccinated at that point because I don't want you to die, for God's sake. I want you here. So, yeah, I was like, oh, my God. Here I am on my trip, and I'm probably infecting all of the Southeast. And holy shit. So I go in and I get a test. And I walk in there and into the clinic. I go, yeah, I need a COVID test. I'm concerned. And they go, okay, all right. So I give them my insurance information. It's like a walk-in medical facility.
while I'm there, probably 10 people, I am not kidding you, 10 people came into there looking to get tested. Oh, my God. So I get into the doctor's office, and she goes, okay, we can do the rapid test, or we can do the one that comes back in a couple of days. And I go, can you do both? She says, absolutely. Okay, great. Let's do both. So she does the one where they just go like kind of halfway in your nose and just kind of dig around your nose meat. They're getting what's called seeing if there's any viral load. And then she goes, all right, now there's this one. And I've had these before where they go all the way in to like your brain. And she goes the one side to my brain, and I go, oh, thank God that's over. She goes, no, now the other side. It's the other side since when? Why do you have to do both sides? She says, shut up. Puts it up there. It's terrible. Comes back negative. Thank God. But, man, I was like, holy shit. This is going to fuck everything up. But made it. And that, well, actually, the rapid test came back negative. And I go, I should probably lay low, right? She goes, yeah, lay low until you get the final word, But this is probably going to be fine. Sure enough, a couple of days later, all good. Just a cold. But it freaked me out. I'm not going to lie. And then all while we're on our trip, it's like, oh my God, that the virus is kicking the virus is kicking the vaccine's ass. It's a one-sided affair. It's like the vaccine is the Afghan government and the virus is the Taliban. We got to talk about that, by the way. This is all sorts of fucked up here. This bullshit going on in Afghanistan. Those fucking assholes. Oh, my God. Diana and I are driving in New York City. Now, let me just start with this. We're going to go and be on Anthony's podcast. More on that in a bit. But I was considering getting to there. This is in Manhattan by taking a New Jersey Transit train to a PATH station, Port Authority hub, where they then the train would take you into Manhattan. So I'm going to jump on a New Jersey Transit train to Newark, and then jump on the train to Newark, which would take me to Penn Station, which is just a block and a half away from where the podcast is done, where Anthony's show is. So I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, okay, that means a train fare for Diana and I once, twice, just to get there, and then back. And, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm kind of a little bit of anxiety about getting there, So then I'm like, we got a car. Let's just drive over there. And for the amount of cash that I'm going to have or be spending for all these train fares, let's just jump in the car. How much more can it be? And it's our car. We can come and go as we please. You have no idea.
Wow. And there you go. Another walk back into time on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Make sure you check me out on Patreon with 7 days free if you want a full day show dated February 16th, 2010. What were you doing on February 16th, 2010? I was at the Daytona 500. And the show that I was working on ran a best of show. So on Patreon, something to listen to while I'm away is what I title it. It actually says something to listen to while I'm away. Is that full show that took place February 16th, 2010? Check it out for free. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. If you haven't taken advantage of the freebie yet, do so. You only get one shot at that. So if you've been signed up for Patreon, it's not going to work. Only newbies can try it for free. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Send me an email with any comments, questions, concerns, eric@ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliner Striping inbox. That is going to do it for this edition of Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast.